Good morning, welcome back. We're going to continue working with Inventor and we're going to work on drawing 8-1 today. So I have my Inventor program opened up here and I clicked on New, selected Standard English and then Standard and then Create. So we're going to start with a 2D drawing. We're going to draw the basic shape and then we will dimension it. So click on Start 2D Shape. I'm going to draw this, but I'm looking straight down at it. So I'm going to select the XZ plane. So click on that. We'll click on the top, and we are looking straight down at the top now. You can see it says top right here in our orientation block. I'm going to start with a line. I'm going to click on line. I'm going to draw a line that is 6.5, enter. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to go 1, enter. And then I'm going to come over here and draw a line over here. And go 1, enter. And then let's find the center of our object here. So let's zoom in a little bit. I'm going to right click, create line, and as soon as it grabs onto the center right there, so my little dot there turned green, that means I'm right in the center. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So right there, it's snapping the parallel. And let's draw some other lines. We can trim some of this off. We connect there, and then how do we want to do this? So I'm going to offset this to the left and to the right 1/2 inch, so then we'll have our 1 inch space in between. So we go to offset, click on our object, and go 0.5, enter. So this is a little different than using AutoCAD offset, 0.5, enter. In AutoCAD, you have to put in the distance first before you select your object. In Inventor, you select your object and then you go direction you want. You can either click to set it down and then modify the dimension, or you can type in the dimension. I'm going to, let's go ahead and draw a line. And draw a line from here down to there. And this is just, these are just reference lines. I will delete these. So there, it's endpoint. I want that to be 4, enter. And this is the same thing over here. 4, enter. I'm going to connect these lines. That'll give us the top of our object here. So click on line, go across there. And there's different ways you can do this. I've drawn this one a few times, and I usually do it a different way every time, which is okay. Right click OK. I'm going to go to offset. I'm going to offset this line to the left. Actually, no. I'm going to offset this line, and this is one continuous line around here. I'm going to offset this in 1.75. So offset, click on here, 1.75, enter, and then let's go to trim. Get rid of this stuff because we don't need that. Okay, and then I'm going to extend you out to there, you out to there, and then I'm going to connect this point here to this point here. So that point to that point, and then this point to that point. Click OK. Let's trim a little bit. I'm getting a lot going on here, so I'm just going to let me, if I delete this dimension, maybe it'll like that a little bit better. It doesn't like that. About this shape. Okay, on that guy. Alright, so now let's go to trim. There's still some dimension here. Maybe this one. I'm gonna hit escape. So sometimes we have dimensions in there that, oh, there we go. Get rid of those. That keep it from, kind of limit what you can do. So a lot of times I like to go in and delete. So like if I delete this one there, it took the dimensions with it. Okay. So maybe I'll trim this here. Trim that guy. Make it a little shorter. Trim this here. We are getting there. So let's offset this line. I'll right click OK, offset this line. We're going to go 1, enter, and I'm going to extend either there, and you know what? We should have left that center line here. I'm going to create line. I'm going to put that center line back there. I don't think that was straight. Delete. Line. Center. There we go. And then I'm going to offset this. The total width of this area here is 3.5. So half of 3.5 is 1.75. So I'm going to offset. Select this. We're going to go 1.75. Enter. And this one, we're going to go 1.75. Enter. And then I'm going to go to extend. And I'm going to extend this line, extend that line, and that one. Now we got a lot going on here, don't we? Now I'm going to go back and delete or trim some of these lines. So I'm going to click on here. We might have to get rid of some of these dimensions. All right, we're getting there. That's looking pretty good. So that is the 2D shape. Now we need to make this into a 3D shape. So I'm going to green check mark. I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to click on one of these corners. There we go. Clicked on the little house there. And I think it's probably called the home button, but I call it a little house. And the thickness we want for this is 1/4 inch, so 0.25. Enter. There you go. That is drawing 8-1. Fairly simple one. Had a lot of lines, but we got through it. Thanks for stopping by, and see you next time.